In this installment, we're going to be going over the NBA playoff bets for Sunday, April 21st. Let's get into it. Welcome back to the channel. It's your boy Chef D, and I'm here to give you the winning ingredients for our NBA bets playoff slate April 21st on Sunday. But before I deep dive into that, don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe to the channel. Make sure you follow me on Instagram and Twitter at MetsNetShetsD. Don't forget about that TikTok at Chef_D91. And don't forget about the Patreon. Right now, we're at the homepage of the YouTube channel. Currently at 4.23 thousand subscribers. Our goal is 10,000. So we're almost halfway there at that 5 mark. So let's continue to push forward. I appreciate all you guys' comments down below. So guys, if you're already subscribed, continue to like and comment. That helps the YouTube algorithm. If you're not subscribed, I don't know why not. Join the community that we're building on YouTube and on Patreon. All right, do that right now. Click that subscribe button. For the Patreon, we're going to go over right now. If you guys want to know the series winners, I posted all the series winners for the first round. I have all my winners. You can parlay that on FanDuel if you want to. There's some upsets on there as well. So if you want to know the series winners for the first round, if you want to know the NBA futures as well, that is going to be provided in that link down below in the Patreon. If you just want to get a little snippet and see what it is I'm thinking for the future, right? Sign up now. First game up on the Sunday slate, we have the Miami Heat here, 46-36, going up against the Boston Celtics, 64-18. This is the 1-8 matchup here for the odds. Big odds here, big favorites. Boston Celtics minus 1,100. On the money line with the comeback of the Miami Heat at a plus 675. The current point spread is at 13.5, and the total points is at 208.5. All right. It was 209. It just went down to 208.5. For the public bet percentage, 93% of the bets towards the Celtics, 62% of the money towards Miami, trying to get that big win, trying to get that plus 675. I see some of the public there. For the point spread, 64% of the bets and 72% of the money on Miami to cover this 13.5. And for the total, it is 96% of the bets and 98% of the money towards the over 208.5. All right. For the injury report, Duncan Robinson is currently questionable. Jimmy Butler and Terry Rozier are going to be out for a while. Okay. They will not be able to play in game 1. This is a Miami Heat team that does play tough. Now, since they won that game against the Chicago Bulls, they are 14-9 without Jimmy Butler. 14-9. All right. Boston Celtics, on the other hand, everyone's clear. Derek White and Drew Holiday are questionable. Those are injury. They're not even injuries. They sat the last game. Okay, so expect them to play in this one. All right. Just if you want confirmation, that's why I put that link down below for RotoWire. Just if you want to be reassured here that White and Holiday are going to play, stay tuned to that news. Okay. Just to make sure. Now, these teams obviously played during the regular season. Was 3-0. All right. Towards Boston. Boston beat the Heat 3-0 during the regular season. One particular game was without Jimmy Butler, and that was on February 11th here. People might look towards this game as a little hope for the Miami Heat in this series here, just because they kept it close. All right, this was only a 4-point win by the Celtics on the road. Celtics had everyone healthy: Tatum, Porzingis, Drew Holiday, Brown, White. Everyone was there. And for the Heat, they had Adebayo, Hero, but they had Terry Rozier. They had Terry Rozier in this game, but they won't have Terry Rozier, and they won't have Jimmy Butler in this game. So those are going to be the two factors there. So going back to this line that we got here, we need to find value. All right. Obviously, it's the most dominant team here in the East and in the NBA here with the Boston Celtics. We're going to go with the point spread. All right. I know you want to keep it safe. I'll post the -9.5, but I have full confidence here in the Boston Celtics to cover this spread at 13.5. Get it now before it gets even higher. I've seen 14 and 14 and a half in some other locations. So try to find some value and shop around a little bit. Try to get this 13 and a half. Now, I can see some scenario here where Miami Heat plays hard in the first half. So if you want to be courageous with the Miami Heat and take the plus points in that first half, you can take that. That should be around plus 7.5 points in that first half. If you feel confident that way, I'm going to stay away from that. I'm going to be all over the Boston Celtics in game one here. So I'm going to put up minus 9.5, but I have confidence in that 13.5, and give me the over 208.5. I think the Boston Celtics are going to put pedal to the metal here on this Miami Heat team. I expect Eric Spoelstra to be strong in that first half defensively, but it's just too much firepower here for the Boston Celtics, especially at home in game one. That place, the Garden's going to be rocking in there. So give me the Celtics minus 9.5 and give me the over 208.5. Next game up, we have the Dallas Mavericks 50-32 going up against the LA Clippers 51-31. This is the 4-5 matchup here. Looking at the current odds, we have the Dallas Mavericks as road favorites here on the money line at a minus 145. Coming back with the Clippers at a plus 120 at home as home dogs. All right, point spread is at a 2.5, and the total points are at 222.5. All right, so for the public bet percentage here, 50% of the bets towards the split down the middle there, 63% of the money towards the Mavericks. For the point spread, 55% of the bets towards Clippers, but 54% of the money towards the Dallas Mavericks to cover. For the total points, 91% of the bets, 89% of the money towards the over 222.5. All right, Dallas Mavericks injury report right now. We are waiting on news on Tim Hardaway Jr. He has an illness. He's currently questionable. Dante Exum and Derrick Jones are going to be fine for this game. The big enigma here is Los Angeles Clippers Kawhi Leonard. All right, he's been missing the last 5-6 games for the Clippers in that back stretch run. But the Clippers have been fine. They did get back Russell Westbrook. So Kawhi is not going to play. Most likely not going to play in game one with knee inflammation. You got to wait on further news to get confirmation on Kawhi Leonard, but it's not looking good the way Paul George is talking. If you look and read on all the reports, it doesn't bode well for Kawhi to come back in game one, and they really don't know when he's going to come back, all right, in this series. So that's the big question mark here for the Clippers, and that's the reason why the Dallas Mavericks are road favorites as of right now. All right, looking at the season meetings here, it is 2-1. All right, Clippers beat the Mavericks 2 out of 3 times in the regular season. All those games were with Kawhi Leonard. All right, so if we're looking at this line here, we have a veteran team, veteran coach in Tyronn Lue with Westbrook, Harden, and Paul George going up against the Dallas Mavericks. Jason Kidd, he has a little bit of experience in the playoffs there. Luka Doncic and Kyrie Irving. We love the acquisition that the Dallas Mavericks did with PJ Washington and Daniel Gafford. They needed that size down low. All right, but my main factor here, I want to go against the grain. here. I'm going to stick with the LA Clippers here as underdogs, okay? I think the big X factor here in this series is going to have to be Russell Westbrook. He's going to have to bring that energy each and every game. He has the possibility of a triple-double to match Luka Doncic as well. So for game one, I know everyone's on Mavericks. I think that, people think the Mavericks are going to win this series here. But for game one, give me the Clippers in a big moment here to give themselves a pat on the back. Like, hey, Kawhi, while you're out, we could hold this down for you. This is home court advantage here as of right now. So give me game one. Give me the veteran team in the Clippers. Give me them on the point spread at plus 2.5. If you feel comfortable with the money line, go ahead. I have no problem with the money line. Obviously, I think the Clippers are going to win game one. For the over-under, I think defense is going to be essential for the LA Clippers, and that's what Tyronn Lue is going to instill. Give me the under 222.5 as well. Next game up, we have the Indianapolis Pacers here, 47-35, going up against the Milwaukee Bucks, 49-33. Looking at the current odds here for this 3-6 matchup in the playoffs here, this is that Central Division matchup Pacers are currently road favorites here on the money line at -120, with the comeback of the Milwaukee Bucks at a +100. The current point spread is at a 1.5, so this is a pick'em game here. A lot of people are leaning towards the Pacers though. So total currently at 231.5. Let's look at the public bet percentage. 63% of the bets, 56% of the money towards Milwaukee. So that's a positive sign there for some hope for the Milwaukee Bucks. Point spread is down the middle, 50-50 essentially for the bets and the money. And everyone's all over the over. 90% of the bets, 82% of the money on the over 231.5. All right. For the Indianapolis Pacers injury report, Benedict Mathurin is the only guy that's been out for a while. There's no other issues for the Indianapolis Pacers. They come into this series pretty strong. Okay. Milwaukee Bucks, have a little bit of an issue, okay? Giannis Antetokounmpo is still out with that calf injury. There's no exact date of when he's going to come back. So definitely stick towards news. Stick to that link provided down below for RotoWire so you know when Giannis Antetokounmpo will come back for this series. They're hoping that he can come back in this series as well. Damian Lillard is going to be fine. It's going to have to be the Damian Lillard series here for right now. Going up against this Pacers team, okay? He did not think he was going to have to do it alone when he was coming over to this Milwaukee team. Now he's put into a situation where he has to, all right? During the regular season, the Pacers dominated the Bucks, winning 4 out of 5 games against the Milwaukee Bucks here. The Indianapolis Pacers were very strong against them, all right? So it didn't matter if it was home or away. Pacers had a propensity of beating the Bucks. The key component here will be defense, all right? And I understand, Giannis Antetokounmpo is a great defender here, but the Milwaukee Bucks do have a cast and crew that can put things together. If Lillard puts the team on the back, I can see them being okay in this series here. But those 5 games, all of them, they lost to the Pacers, but there's a lot of usage here and a lot of stats that they're going to be missing. Giannis averaged 42.2 points a game, 13 rebounds, 5 assists, and 1.6 steals and 1.2 blocks against the Pacers. Okay, so he had himself a field day when he went up against Indiana because it's a very high-paced team. He can really stuff the stats, okay? That gave him that opportunity. So they're going to have to figure this out. We're going to see what Doc Rivers and the Milwaukee Bucks come up with to try to limit the Indianapolis Pacers offense. So that's going to be the key ingredient here. So for game 1, to set the tone at home, you do not want to lose already. They already been dominated by this team. I'm hoping that they went over film and really came up with a game plan. But I'm going to be relying upon Damian Lillard. I think Damian Lillard is the best player on the court. You can argue with me, Damian or Tyrese. Give me Dame Dollar. Give me Dame Dollar here in game 1 to come through. Give me the Milwaukee Bucks on the money line, and give me the under on the total of 231.5. The Bucks have a chance to win this game. They're gonna have to have some key stops here, and I think the total goes under 231.5. Last but not least, we have the matchup here, 1 versus 8. New Orleans Pelicans, 49-33, going up against the OKC Thunder, who were awarded that number 1 spot. Hard earned there for the Thunder, 57-25. All right. Looking at the current odds, we got big favorites here in OKC Thunder, -350 on the money line with the comeback of the Pelicans at a +275. The current point spread is at an 8.5, and the total is set at 214.5. All right. For the public bet percentage, 92% of the bets, 85% of the money on the Thunder. For the point spread, 63% of the bets, 70% of the money towards the Thunder to cover. And for the total points, we got 93% of the bets, 95% of the money on the over 214.5. The injury report here, it's a killer. New Orleans Pelicans, Zion Williamson will not be able to play in this series. So they're going to have to figure this out without one of their best player in Zion Williamson. All right, it would have been a huge mismatch there. The way he taxed the basket, that would have been a great matchup to see with Shai Gilgeous-Alexander and Chet going up against Brandon Ingram, Zion, and CJ McCollum. It would have been a really, really good matchup to see there, but we're going to miss out on Zion. So in the regular season, the OKC Thunder beat the Pelicans 2 out of 3 times. So we got to look at, is there a scenario with the Pelicans that they face the Thunder, and how did that look? And that happened in this game here. That was a 24-point win by the Thunder on the road without Zion Williamson there. So it wasn't a good outlook there. The Thunder were able to do what they wanted. Chet Holmgren had a double-double, so you can expect him to get rebounds down low without Zion Williamson down there. Shai Gilgeous-Alexander went off at 30-plus points, so you can kind of get an idea of what things will look like. Plus, this team has been phenomenal all year long, and I'm going to be rocking with the Thunder here. Give me the Thunder on the money line. Give me the Thunder to cover the spread at a -8.5. I think they're going to be able to definitely put their defense and put forth here on the Pelicans and try to stop that three-point ball. That's going to be very key, that they don't get Trey Murphy going to CJ McCollum, and they can really, really cripple the New Orleans Pelicans there, and you get a similar result like we saw in that other game, 107-83. I can see something very similar here. So I'm going to be going with the under 214.5. I like the Thunder's defense in this matchup, and I like them to cover that 8.5. All right. So let me know in that comment section down below, what are your thoughts on this Sunday series here with these 4 games? Do you agree? Do you disagree? Let me know in that comment section down below. Guys, if you want, remember, if you want these future bets here for the series and for the entire playoffs, all right, sign up with that Patreon link provided down below, and I'll be back very soon with another video. All right, peace out.